Currently in the United States, minimizing recess time and removing it altogether in middle school is common practice. As a community, we need to think about what this means for our students. Take a minute to think about a typical day for a young student. For most of us, recess comes to mind. But for some students, sadly, this is not true. Recess is an extremely important part of each student's day, and it brings a multitude of immediate health as well as social benefits to each student who participates. I'm Zoe Vidham, and today I hope to persuade you to see the benefits and value of continuing recess throughout middle school and junior high. Right now, children and youth are at risk of developing many social and health conditions. These social and health conditions can be combated by the use of social and unstructured physical activity. This is a graph of the prevalence of obesity over time in America among children. Currently in the United States, avoidable childhood conditions are far too common, and the number of youth affected is only increasing. Right now, the most prevalent conditions are childhood obesity and diabetes. Thomas McKenzie and David Kahan wrote, "The proportion of children who are affected by being overweight has more than tripled since the 1970s. While physical fitness has been compromised, aspects of children's socialization opportunities and adjustment opportunities is also being robbed of them. When a student participates in recess, it is some of the most important times for social growth. This is due to the opportunity to choose which peer they interact with. It is a time where students can branch out and feel comfortable interacting with new peers. Pellegrini and Smith found that as recess time increased, the amount of antisocial behaviors decreased, and social behaviors increased for all students involved." You might be thinking, elongating recess time or adding it to a schedule might take up a lot of educational time. Why would we take up more time from a student's schedule in an already short educational day? While this is a valid point, it has been proven that recess actually improves academic performance. This is due to the reduction of what are called cognitive interferences. Cognitive interferences are personal preoccupations that deter from the attention to the task at hand. Pellegrini and Bohn wrote that breaks during periods of sustained cognitive work should reduce cognitive interference and maximize learning and achievement gains. Therefore, taking a small section of a student's day to add or elongate recess would actually make the time that they spend in class more valuable and effective. There's a very simple solution to aid the risk that all students are faced with today: recess. Elongating recess blocks or adding to a student's schedule is possibly the most effective and simplest solution to battling the problems we are faced with today. As Pellegrini and Smith wrote, social interactions provide a change from typical classroom regimens to the extent that children can choose a peer whom they interact with on their own terms. Recess increases socialization opportunities without the pressure and constraints of a classroom. Recess also gives students the opportunity to practice developmentally appropriate as well as interest-based physical activity. This, for example, is where McKenzie and Callahan's research in where gym classes fall short. They found that gender influenced the type of physical activity that was most beneficial for students when transferring back to an educational environment, meaning that gym classes cannot be tailored to fit each student's needs to make their physical activity time most beneficial to them, where recess allows each student to do what is most beneficial to them and their needs. As you can see, the continuation of recess throughout schooling will create healthy-bodied and minded young adults. Students who have practiced recess throughout the entirety of their schooling will have healthier practices when dealing with attention issues and social interaction. For example, students will also have better social and communication and teamwork skills, and better peer bonds formed through recess, which is an extremely important part of school success. As Pellegrini and Bohn wrote, Social emotional support provided by close peer relationships, such as friendships, help young children adjust to the social stresses of early schooling. In conclusion, I encourage you and urge you to reach out to your city representatives and candidates before vital election times to inform yourself on their stances and their goals on something so important. As the great and LeBlanc wrote, appropriate policies are necessary to provide children and youth the necessary opportunities to adopt regular and physical activities. Therefore, convincing your city representatives that something such as recess is beneficial to your children's health and growth should not be hard. Make sure that there are common goals and advocacy in who you elect and support. Appropriate policies to make student recess time mandatory for your school district will allow students to experience a multitude of immediate health and social benefits of lifelong fitness and communication skills. Thank you.